Love music, live sport. Talking football with Bill Young, Hugh Burns and Murdo MacLeod on RockSport Radio.
It's the beginning of a brand new season, plenty to talk about on this Monday night. Hugh Burns and Murdo MacLeod with me in the studio. If you want to watch the show, you can live on Periscope. Periscope? I've got Periscopes in here. On Periscope, on Facebook and Twitter. You can listen on DAB Digital Radio across Central Scotland. On a bit more. Every time I turn them up, you tell me they're too loud for you. You can listen on DAB Digital Radio online at rocksportradio.co.uk and via your smartphone using the TuneIn and the Radiogram app. If you want to take part in the programme, 0333 9442 is the number to dial. You can also tweet us, as you always do, at RockSport DAB. Gentlemen, a new season. We're up, we're running, and plenty to talk about from the weekend.
Fantastic, Bill. It was absolutely great getting the Scottish campaign going again, because obviously we've watched the World Cup over the summer holidays, but now we're into the nitty-gritty.
We're into the real stuff.
Into the real stuff and supporting your team and getting on with it.
What was that wee look for Alice?
I'm just seeing what's on the telly then. I'm looking at the papers here to see what he's rabbiting on about.
What do you want to start with? Is probably best to start with the main talking point of yesterday, and that was the Morelos sending off. Mm-hmm. I'm going to start with Murdo on this one.
Yeah. Technically, you could look at it and think it was a correct decision, if that's down in the books. But I felt when you're watching the centre back, twice he knocked him, and I think the time when he reacted, anyone who's played football, if somebody's knocked you
and put you off balance like that,
your reaction, you're getting knocked off balance, but you'll have a kick him with your other foot, because you're not going to balance it on your right foot, you're going to balance in your left foot, and he said a wee kick at him, and I think that's all it was, a wee kick. It was a wee childish thing. It could have been a yellow card. Move on.
Was it a yellow card for both of them, though, if yellow cards were going to be shown?
Oh yeah, but by the way, for him knocking someone off balance away from the ball, that's a yellow card as well. No, and I'm listening to Boydie on the television. He's going on about, when he plays against a big centre back, he's nipping me and he's pushing me and he's standing on my feet and all that kind of thing. He's going to open up all the chances now for referees to start watching what's going to happen with the centre backs, because every centre back, they always think they're big and tough and strong, and they try to make it difficult for the strikers. But if you're starting to do that, you're going to get caught out and you're going to end up with a red card.
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't really to Murdo showed me outside, Bill, some of the footage of the game yesterday, and it kind of swayed me towards on the movement of Morelos. I thought initially Morelos had just lashed out, as in, and then he showed me the push, and for me Murdo was spot on, Bill, when he's saying the initial and instant reaction of yourself is get off of me, one of the ones. And there's been a wee bit of retaliation, but it's always the case, it's the person that retaliates always seems to come out worst. What I didn't really understand was it the fact that the referee and Tom had noted it again when I spoke to him last night when he was dissecting the game, Tom Miller, that the linesman never flagged. The game was just stopped.
You don't need to do that.
You don't have to do that.
Because you can just talk.
Yeah, I know that.
So that was the reason.
Yeah, no, but I think really people would it would be decent to let the punters know what's happening, Murdo, rather than just blowing a whistle and stop everything completely. If the linesman then standing with his flag up, people will then know there's dialogue between the linesman and the referee. So it doesn't matter anyway. That doesn't make the decision.
I think that's kind of modern day now.
Right.
The referees will contact with the linesman. The linesman doesn't need to put his flag up, because if he puts his flag up, then he's telling the whole world, I'm making this decision.
Yeah, but
But really, what's wrong with that? If he's the assistant, he's there
exactly,
to assist the referee.
Exactly,
what's wrong with him telling everybody,
I'm saying,
I'm making that decision?
But he did make the decision just by making conversation with the referee, because the referee, he's down the left-hand side. All of a sudden, the game just stops. That's what you said, Hugh. Game just stops. He's walking across next minute. The red cards, everyone was astonished. Everyone was.
People are anxiously waiting in the game. People have travelled from everywhere to get to the game. And Aberdeen fans will travel and what have you. They'll come from all over. It's live on television. They're watching it worldwide. a stand-side linesman sees a kick from the centre forward. Now, it wasn't the worst, we've been part of worse before, did worse before, and then for a game, for an onlooker, it spoils the game. It kills the game there and then. Now, these people don't realise what they're doing. And it would have been, it was a decent game, the fact that Rangers really played well, considering they had 10 men for nearly 80 minutes. But these sending offs, Murdo, they ruin games. They do. People are paying good money. They're working their butts off day in, day out to go and spend a few quid, and there's a decision made like that by the linesman who tells the referee, obviously it must have been red, code red, whatever they say, and he's walked right away. I just can't understand.
The strange thing when you look at that kind of scenario, Bill, if VAR was involved, would the referee walk over, look at the situation and still go ahead and give him a red card? That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure about the whole thing, but I still think it was a big call to make when someone who's just been knocked to the side, knocked off balance, and he's kind of lashed out at him.
Murdo, how many times have you seen referees give fouls and linesmen are 2 feet away and they don't put their flag up?
They don't put their flag up. You're right.
Right, how inconsistent is that? And we always say, why are they not involved?
This is my biggest bone of contention about these decisions. And it was highlighted not long after that when Rangers got the penalty. If Ball gives away that penalty and the referee gives the penalty, in my opinion, he can't give the spot kick without sending the man off, because it is a goal scoring opportunity. But more than that, and this is what the rule says, he has made no effort to play the ball.
100%. All he was doing, Bill, was grabbing a hold of his jersey at the back to stop him going into where the ball,
making no effort to play.
He was going
obviously
forward to try and
was
score.
definitely getting to it before anybody else. There was a cluster of Aberdeen players pressing, which they will do anyway.
Two of them coming into it,
trying to get there, making the effort to get in the space.
If your ball, surely what you do is you think he's got to get to it yet.
It's an obvious goal scoring opportunity, Bill. That's obvious when the ball's 3 yards in front of you, 2 yards in front of you, and you've got two Aberdeen players, they're coming across, but you were hindered by somebody pulling your jersey.
Andy Walker called it immediately on Sky. He did say, it basically, he has, denied a clear goal scoring.
But do you know the big thing about the whole scenario? That every Rangers player was about shouting to the referee, he's got to get a red card
must
here.
Get a red.
So everybody's looking at each other, why did he not get a red card?
I've watched Kevin Clancy for 2 or 3 seasons now, and I said to you before we went on, and I'll repeat myself to you, you've heard me saying it, Kevin Clancy starts every Premier League game as if it's his first game. He looks totally out of control, non-committal, just no communication skills, basically no cojones. That's what I'm trying
nothing
to say.
About him.
Nothing about him. That you would say, you never see him smiling, you never see him making a decision that he's in charge and I'm the gaffer, I'm the referee. He just, something, no disrespect, and I hope there's not a lot of them listening, he just looks like a big school teacher. He just looks like a big...
the school teachers will be on it now.
Murdo, it looks like when we were at school.
You're not happy with slagging off refs. You're starting on the learned school teacher.
It looks like the school teacher who would referee a game when you were at home in the school games and they were having, it was one way only, you know that you know that way, Bill, when they look totally, I shouldn't be here, but there was nobody else, we wouldn't have outside referees. That's what it looks like, Murdo. It looks like a school teacher that would officiate your home game in the school, and he looks like he's just, for me, nothing about him. How he gets big games, how the guy in the stand, the assessor can look at Kevin Clancy and go, yeah, he's a great game. He's been in control, he's officiated it strong, he spoke to players. He is an absolute shocking referee.
I would like to know if the linesman gets pulled up for seeing the centre back barging into him twice, barging into him
and
twice,
doing nothing about that,
and doing nothing about it. Do you know what I mean?
At least, McKenna should maybe get a yellow. If he's going to send Morales, then Morales isn't doing that totally out of the blue. He's doing it for some sort of reason. But I do get Murdo's point. The initial reaction was a lash out. Sky showed you it was a lash out. It didn't show you the barge that much. So when you've slowed it down for me there, It's kind of swayed me towards defending Morelos slightly.
Well,
but again,
here's the thing.
It didn't happen 2 minutes. You've texted me to say right away, the steam's coming out my lungs. He's texting me during the game going,
must have been a lot of steam.
Big time. Steam train. And the big man's like, what did I tell you last week about Morelos?
Well, we spoke about it on Friday. I said it's only a matter of time, but I'm going to say something. I wouldn't have sent him off for that one. Because of the barging, I wouldn't have sent him off for that. I did say on Friday he was close to somebody's going to catch him at some point because he has these wee surreptitious
the big thing,
kicks
Hugh,
at
though,
people.
the big thing, you can't referee a player in past games. You've got your referee at the moment, and that was the moment because you watch him all the time. He's one of these wee nuisance centre forwards. He's wanting to wind people up. He's barging into people. He gets caught. He's got a reputation for it. But that one there, I think that was.
Do you think every referee would have came to that conclusion and sent him for what he did?
Well,
on the evidence of what the linesman's
by the
telling
way,
him.
every referee would have possibly produced a red card because someone else told them. You've not seen it. See if you've not seen it, you're in the hands of the linesman.
Yeah, but you see, Murdo, sorry to interrupt, but you see, I think that more than ever requires the referee to go and have a proper face-to-face conversation with the assistant. Not over the things where he might have said, bit of trouble, Morelos kicked him, da. The referee, I believe, has an onus then to stop the game if he's going to make a big decision like that based on someone else's word, to then go over to the assistant and say, right, tell me exactly what happened. And then the assistant's got to turn round, instead of saying Morelos has just kicked whoever it was, he's got to go off, it's a red card. He then tells him what's happened, that the boys barged him, Morelos has gone over, and as he's going over,
agreed.
He's dress it up, because there's no way, just what you've said there, that's been spoken about between that linesman and that referee.
I can't see how.
No chance.
Because they stopped the game quickly, and straight away he's walking towards Morelos with a card.
With the card out,
Speak to
that's
the guy,
what I'm saying, that
and
the
at least
linesman's
get a full
made
scenario.
100%, he's made a decision. And see if you're a referee, a top referee, and you've got a reputation, you've to carry the can for giving him the red card. You carry the can, not the linesman, because it's your game. It's your game, and you've allowed the linesman to make a major decision. That was the biggest decision yesterday, and then the penalty kick one as well.
So where there was no consistency.
I'm going to ask you, Bill, I'm going to ask you, Murdo, right? The same thing happens across the road there, right? Do you think the linesman makes the same call at Ibrox?
I think he would have. I think he would have.
I don't think so, because I think they're that tight at Pittodrie. As you know, it's the worst place in the world because they shout for everything, as you do. I think he's intimidated where he is up there, and the home fans are 5 yards behind him, tops.
Do you know why I think? Do you know why I think he would have? Because the only thing that I believe that's consistent with bad decisions is that people will make them readily. And I think it was a bad decision, and I think he would have made the bad decision wherever he was because of what he's seen, and that was it. But for me, there are so many areas where this is flawed.
You stop the game, Bill.
Go and talk to the assistant.
Linesman's flags. They stop the game. As Murdo says, it goes over. Everybody in the stadium is fully aware something has happened in the middle of the park. It gets the two players over. It's early in the game. It's a powder keg game at the best of times with what's happened with Rangers and Aberdeen. And you get the two players and you give them the biggest dressing down publicly in front of everybody, and you've made your statement.
And you give them a yellow card. I agree with you.
You give them a yellow card, then everybody goes, the referee's in charge here. No, the big mamby-pamby, striding over, no dialogue with the linesman, straight red, as if, this is a training match. This is the biggest game in Scottish football. Start of the season, Gerrard's there, McInnes is trying to get one over him, no taking the job, all this stuff. It's all building up, and we get a linesman, no even flagging, dialogue referee, red card, Rangers don't know where they are. Absolute shambles.
It was absolutely flawed in my opinion. I mean, it really
that's
was.
What I'm saying. The more you think about it, the more you see it, you're saying to yourself about the linesman. No, you're 12 minutes into a new season,
I know,
and you think, am I going to make a big name for myself here?
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's the other way to look at it.
People will be talking about me as well, that it was me who made the decision. If he's made that decision, what about the other decisions he didn't make? You can't just pick something out from an incident and say, that's it. You've got to pick out the whole incident, what happened. Or did he knock him once, he walked another 5 yards, then he's had a big shoulder charge on him, and on the way, when he was off balance, he's had a wee kick at the big centre-half. See if I said that to you, you could have said, maybe just a yellow card then. But whereas, just what you said, though, he had the red card out on his way towards Morelos, where he was standing in the middle of the park.
You know, it's common sense. It's been, strangely enough, adult about it, dealing with it. You're officiating a massive football match, watching by millions worldwide, and it made us just look cheap. It made us look just like, this thing's happening up there all the time. It's just, it's incredible how it happened, how quickly it happened, how it wasn't even dressed up to make it even look better about the decision being rubbish anyway.
I tell you the other thing which I think is wrong. And I don't know, I really honestly don't know how good Morelos' English is, if at all. But I'll tell you the other thing.
I don't think it's great, Bill.
But he didn't give the boy any explanation. He just showed him the card and off.
I know.
That was it. There was even Tavernier was trying to talk to him. You could see Tavernier saying to him, what's it for? And it was just, away you go. I made my decision, that's it. For me, it was all round, it was just a flawed decision, which required more thought. And like you say, that early in that particular game, it set a tone, and it was a tone which wasn't continued because of the inconsistency of the penalty.
Bill, all over Scottish football, you're wanting a decent game to watch. The fans are turning up. They've waited long enough for their teams to turn up. It doesn't matter whether it was Aberdeen against Rangers. It can be any club.
Yeah.
And if you get off to a start like that, and you're the referee and the linesman, and you think right away, I'm going to get him sent off. When you see some of the challenges throughout the 90 minutes yesterday,
I know, and
I'm thinking, so it's all right to whack them while the ball's within 10 yards of you. Do you know what I mean? It's they're in about challenges, they're kicking people, they're barging the back. Everything happened throughout.
Well, there was a tackle on Koulibaly later on in the game, which I thought was a dangerous tackle, and it wasn't even yellow carded. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying, though, Bill. You're watching it. You're talking about a dangerous tackle. That tackle, that kick was a kind of make contact. That's all it was. Because I watched the reaction of McKenna. He didn't flinch. He just walked away as if this is nothing to do with me. I've just wound him up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was totally disgusted with the decision.
Let me give you some tweets and some Facebook stuff, guys, if you will, and you can comment on them as we go through them if you want. Mark M, that guy's no way, shape or form a professional referee. The guy is a disgrace and a normal job against P45. Unfortunately, this guy will put to lower league where there's other teams will suffer. William Pye, don't you think the officials are influenced by Morelos' well-publicised petulance? Luby Smith, a nuisance, just like Murdo years ago. Wee smiley face will be changed to a yellow.
Luby's alright, by the way. She speaks highly of you deep down that, because I think she knows deep down that you're a Rangers fan. So
George Sloan, hey Bill, remember the time Andy Halliday gets sent off for this, as he could have incited a riot versus Morton celebrating the goal? I do remember that.
That was nonsense. Remember that one?
Down at Capello. I remember that.
This was just as bad. Peter McIntyre, never a red card in a million years. Now, I'm going to assume, and please forgive me for highlighting this, Murdo, I'm going to assume that these are all Rangers people. So when we sit down and we have a conversation with you and you're so adamant that it was flawed, bearing in mind your connections in terms of being a player and assistant manager and things, I think it tells us unbiasedly that it was a flawed decision. Well,
I think it doesn't matter who you are. If I'm on the radio, I'm asked to give my opinion. No, it doesn't matter where I come from, whether it was my background at Celtic for 10 years at Celtic. So you still got to give your opinion, and your opinion doesn't change because it's your greatest rivals and someone getting sent off. You watch the game, you sit back and watch the game, looking forward to a game after all the hype we've had the whole of the summer with the new manager coming in and the new players coming in, and Aberdeen throwing their tuppence worth in and saying, by the way, we're still the second best team in Scottish football and all that. So the whole thing's it's a great game. I was really looking forward to the game. I thought Rangers got off to a decent start. Aberdeen were fine as well. So got off to the way you thought, but then that just spoiled the game. because then all of a sudden you're watching one of the teams just sitting back, making it a wee bit more difficult. Aberdeen, I thought, were very poor throughout 80 minutes. I thought the last 10 minutes Aberdeen had much more of the ball. Rangers, I know they were down to 10 players, but the biggest problem, none of them got a hold of the ball and kept the ball, and allowed Aberdeen to put more and more pressure, albeit the pressure wasn't great football, but what it was, balls over the top, the defenders kicking the ball out the park and all that kind of thing. So they made it tough for Rangers the last 10 minutes, and you just felt 6 minutes, a long time to hang on when you're under pressure, you're defending your own box. But I just felt one or two of the Rangers players didn't do enough in the last 10 minutes. They didn't. The subs that came on, they should be fresh and taking the ball and running balls into the corner. That never happened. Rangers never got a hold of the ball, and that for me, that was their only flaw of the game. For me, that was the 10 minutes, because normally, see when your back's to the wall, you can just ride the storm, and what a great 3 points it would have been. And everyone now, there's nothing worse when you lose a goal in the 93rd minute.
I think it's
gutted.
I know you've got a point and you're back down the road, and at 5-1 yesterday, if you asked the manager would you attain a point at Pittodrie, I think you would have. But I think when he does make the comment, which has been obviously well highlighted in the papers today, saying he thinks that they're a different class to Aberdeen, then it was a big statement for the manager, and I don't think he would have made the statement if he genuinely didn't think it was true. I think bit early really to judge it, but I think he knows he's got enough within himself and his team that it was a major disappointment. Didn't go down the road with 3 points. I think they dominated the game even with 10 men in long spells. Again, I thought Aberdeen were disappointing, but the way Rangers set their stall up, the way Rangers look stronger, playing more of a unit, and I think, using the old cliche, playing for the badge more. I think the fans can see that. They can see the manager's up for it. It's very like when Souness takes over for me. He's at the side of the park, he's driving them on, they're playing for him, and they know what Rangers are all about. Suddenly again, and I think that's going to get them through games. You're talking about Katic, all centre back, hitting it out the park, regrouping, Golston just running about, making passes and controlling the back four. You know, Ryan Jack again.
They're much. Rangers are much stronger.
Well, look at Ryan Jack yesterday before he got a bit of an Upwest challenge with Stevie May as well. He knew what he was doing.
That's what I'm saying.
He knew what he was doing.
A challenge like that.
Oh, he's still in hospital, believe it. Today I heard there was.
But that was a terrible challenge.
And there again. And
you're thinking,
you look at it and you think to yourself, based on what he did with Morelos, that should have been a red card as well.
It was pretty naughty. I just think, they did sit back for the last 10 minutes, but I never felt as if there was anything coming for Aberdeen. It was just diagonals on top of Tavernier, diagonals on top of John Flanagan.
But see during the game, throughout up until about 80 minutes, the long ball was going there, but the Aberdeen players weren't there. Rangers defenders were mopping it up. It was fine for them. See, laterally though, in the last 10 minutes, Aberdeen were beginning to get a wee bit of joy. The white players, Gary Mackay, Stephen, he came into
that's when the player does come into it. So in the extra player, they're at home.
Correct.
And Andy Walker again, as much as I had a pop-up earlier on when he says, after when it went to 0-0, he says it will be extraordinary. And the way he talks, it will be extraordinary if Rangers go down the road with 3 points a day. And I kept ramming that down his throat, and I'm sitting there you go, we're down the road with 3 points, we're down the road with 3 points. And the next thing, ball into the box.
See, you're thinking about Andy Walker having a wee go at him, and you're thinking, what about Murdo tomorrow night on the radio?
I was more worried about you than Andy Walker. But it was then a ball into the box, a nothing ball that Koulibaly is on his feet by then, he's gone. It doesn't get a header. It falls down between Tavernier.
I thought Tavernier was watching the man rather than the ball, though, Hugh, and the man ran into him because Tavernier was watching him.
Did an Aberdeen player not just kind of step away as if let the ball just go in behind them, and then that's where it all came from?
And they slowed it down a little last night in Sportscene, and they were kind of wondering why the challenge for Golson. I think Golson was trying to get out the road in case it deflected.
I said that to Murdo. I said Golson at that point.
He didn't jump out the road of the ball.
No,
he tried to jump out the road thinking the goalie's going to get that.
Yeah, he thought, I'm going to deflect this, and Alan's already on his way across. I'm talking about Golson now, calling him Alan, no me. He's thinking, Alan's on his way across. If I deflect it, I've beat him. So he tried to get out the way, but when you look back in hindsight, 2020.
I thought he was trying to block it.
No,
because a lot of these kind of modern day players, they think they're kind of just dive and make
no, because you could see the way it went, how awkward it was.
No,
it was
trying
actually,
to get out the road there as in bottle.
No,
just, I better not touch that.
I think he knew. I thought he knew the goalie had already set away, and so he just thought.
I still maintain though, if someone's shooting from that side and I'm in between the ball and it's coming towards me, I try to stop the ball. I try to make sure I can make contact to stop it. Yeah. By the way, because it's a difficult one to say, I think I can maybe stop it, and no stop it. The goalkeeper will get it, and it ends up in your net.
Yeah, don't take a chance or try and think the goalie's
by the way, don't even think about, it might just take a wee deflection and go by the goal. If it takes a deflection and goes by the goalie, tough luck. But if you've got a chance of stopping it, you've got to stop it.
Yeah, I heard McInnes getting interviewed at the end of the game, and he looked like he didn't look in control during the game yesterday. He looked very frustrated, Derek McInnes.
Oh, I think he thought he was in for a horror moment. Yeah, I really do.
I think whether it goes back to should I took the job, I just think there's a wee bit of sour grapes.
He wasn't thinking that. He was thinking how poor his team played.
Right, okay.
And then all of a sudden, do you know the biggest thing in the world?
I thought you weren't biting here tonight.
No biting.
You said to me
all
before
I'm
we
saying
come in.
is there's still a bit of bad blood there. There's always going to be bad blood. As what I says, is he thinking maybe I should have took the job? Not during the game, but in the lead up to. Just give us a minute,
Hugh.
Right? Give us a minute.
You can't keep on going on and give us a minute. Just to let you know. Here we are 6 months later. Here we are 6 months later. He's not one iota.
Well, I'll tell you something right now.
Do you know what the most important thing?
He can say all he wants to say. He got interviewed at the end of the game and he said, listen, at the end of the day, I think we thoroughly deserved to take something for the game. What a sure of nonsense it was coming out of his mouth yesterday. He got interviewed with Radio Scotland.
You're listening
to
I'm
taking the bait now, right?
He's taking after you.
Taking the bait now. Right. Absolute shocking. They deserved nothing for the game, Aberdeen. We outran them, we outplayed them, we outfought them. They couldn't beat us with 10 men, and we'll finish streets ahead of them this season. Believe you me, you know it, Bill will know it, and I think everybody that watched that game yesterday, Aberdeen's not got much more to give. They've got a whole load of players out. I've got a lot of players there that are not in the same class as our players, and I'm telling you, that's why the manager made the statement at the end, because Stevie Gerrard, he'll speak wisely, and he spoke wisely yesterday. He says we're a class above them.
By the way,
and
one game
closer to your mob.
Listen. See,
closer to your mob.
You started again.
Well, I'm starting. I mean to go on.
Right, stop a minute. Stop both of you a minute, because before you do get into this, let me just read something for you that's come in on Twitter. Yet again, RockSport pundits being honest in their thoughts no matter what team they support. Pity the other MSM pundits and commentators talk such BS to try to make a story. So you're being complimented.
Thank you very much.
But let's not descend into a rabble.
No, we're not descending into a rabble.
Now,
but I do appreciate Murdo's opinion on...
Just before we go on, because it's gone mental tonight with the tweets, as you can imagine. Craig Spencer, red card was rubbish. Look at 2 shoulder fouls that incited the kick out. Both should have been yellows. Handbags, but if you want to be letter of the law, then yes, the kick is red. However, so is the shot pull for the penalty. Not a good start for the Scottish season. Billy Wilson, Murdo, have you got your ticket for Thursday night in the Govan?
Done, Billy boy.
I've told you I don't do Thursday nights.
Murdo MacLeod.
We've never been in that.
Murdo MacLeod Loyal leaves Helensburgh.
What game? What game is this?
At 5:30.
Is this the Champions League game?
John,
oh no, they don't have games in that on a Thursday.
Yeah, John in Livingston, can't believe Murdo's even sticking up for Rangers here. Fair play, but yet again that cost us 2 points.
Because he's one of us. Just like
that's
why he's sticking up for us.
Just like last season when Jack got sent off for Stoke sticking the heat on him. It's a joke, but not funny. Mark M, that guy, no way, shape or form professional referee. So there you go, boys. You're getting applause and plaudits for your constructive way.
But then he's coming. But then he's letting himself back down, going, "Is it a Champions League game on Thursday night?" No, it's not a Champions League game. I think we're going in the right direction.
I think that was tongue in cheek.
Hugh, Bill, I started when I came in here. I had to listen to all this. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to. He's got the whole world now. He's got Aberdeen going to be away down the middle of the table and all this kind of thing.
Never said that.
You've got Rangers going to be
well ahead of Aberdeen. That was another thing. Listen, yesterday, Wally Miller. How many times is that trumpet going to mention about Aberdeen? We're the second best team. Aberdeen's second.
They are.
Who we don't want to be second? We're the Rangers. We want to be number one. We're not interested in number two.
Last year as well.
We don't want to be two.
So listen,
we don't want to finish second. We want to finish first.
Well, let me
be interested in being second best.
Can I
bring up some? I'm sure there were some games last year playing against Aberdeen.
Last year.
Playing against Aberdeen, and then it was all about second. We'll take second. We'll take second. He's saying we're happy with second.
Right, here's
all of a sudden now it's changed because of a game, a 1-1 game. It's got them into the middle of the table.
I love you too.
I'm getting a text. Murdo as a bear. Right, was Robbo's neighbour in Helensburgh. Who were you staying next to in Helensburgh?
Who's Robbo?
Don't know who Robbo is. Who's Robbo?
How would I know?
Did you have an
He wasn't a neighbour of mine, Robbo.
I don't know.
Whoever Robbo is.
I don't know. Don't look at me.
Text me back. I don't know who Robbo is.
Well, what was I going to say? I love Mondays.
So it's great now that Hugh is getting so
I've got my Sunday name.
I've
got my Sunday name now.
Well, I can't call you what I normally call you on air.
There's a delay.
There needs to be a long delay.
A sentence.
There's 2 or 3 names in there I would call you. But that's him, Bill. That's his got off. First game, first 90 minutes. And he's telling about the whole world about how great his team is.
Graham Roberts.
By the way,
Graham Roberts. You stay next to Graham Roberts in Helensburgh?
No, he stayed next to me.
Well, he's flying the 90 wee man, isn't he?
Robbo was a good neighbour.
Alright, Robbo, there you go. Parties, most nights, singing all sorts of songs. What's that all about? I'm getting.
That's him.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate.
So you've now got to just get back into the wait and see mode.
No, I don't think
you've got to wait and see.
To
see if you start shouting from the rooftops.
I'm not shouting for the rooftops. All I'm saying is right now, and I'll go on record, I've watched him pre-season. I've seen what he's brought in. He's strengthened the squad. He's made them fitter. They want to play for him. The fans are buying into what he's doing.
Do you know what I'm worried about though?
What?
The way you're going on to tonight. How excited you are.
But I'm an excitable type of guy. Do you want me to sit here like you?
And you're 7th.
What?
You're 7th in the league.
Oh, that's
wow, wonderful. That's brilliant. That's
after
brilliant.
One game.
There you are.
There shouldn't even be league tables after one.
7th.
Right. While we're talking,
you've not even made the split. You're not even in for the split yet.
While we're talking,
you'll be getting split in a minute.
While we're talking about strengthening the squad, Barisic signing for Rangers today.
Yeah.
Expect the announcement to be made tomorrow.
A marauding left back.
What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, he was outstanding in the European tie. The manager spoke highly of him. First person he spoke about when he came into the press room on Thursday, and he was asked, and he was right in and right about it, as if he had the answer ready for the reporter. So, sometimes you've just got to make a decision, haven't you? You know, if the boy's been that good in those couple of games,
it's strange though, the amount of money getting spent on him, and you've already got 2 left backs.
But you haven't. You haven't really. You've got 1 left back, 1 right back.
Well, you've got 3 left back. The captain's going to leave, but it looks
but
Declan John's going on loan, as you said earlier on.
It looks like he's off to Swansea.
And John Flanagan's a right back. So where's your left back?
So you put
out now.
You put Barisic.
Your captain and John.
Captain's going.
John's not away yet.
Oh, he's going in loan, isn't he?
John was one of your players you were keeping last year.
Declan John, the manager.
I think he's got more pace than Flanagan. For me, Flanagan is all right, but he needs another yard.
But is he maybe just too small for what he's trying to build there, Murdo? Is he maybe just a bit in the small side, Declan John? You know, physical.
I just don't think he's got the experience, and I know he's only 25, the boy Barisic, but the boy Barisic has got a lot of finesse about him, and he's a footballer. I mean, Declan John's a good defender. He can move forward, but I think Barisic has got the full package. Let me bring in Ross, who's on the phone for us, wants to talk to us about it. Ross, how you doing?
All right, how you doing?
Good. You want to talk about the Barisic thing?
I was just wondering what he's made of the signing. Obviously, he impressed me when I was at the match. on Thursday, and I thought he'd be a good solid signing. But like you were talking about there, with the addition of him coming in and rumours of Declan John leaving, surely he's not going to be eligible for Europe. So,
well, let me just update you on that, because on my Twitter feed today at Bill RockSport, I brought this point up. He is eligible, but not until the group stages. He can't play in any more qualifiers. But if Rangers get to the group stages, then he is eligible. So that'll clear that one up. But while we're getting a set of headphones for Murdo, because he doesn't like wearing them usually,
can
you plug them in from Lewis, please?
Phone in here.
If we just give him Murdo a wee minute to get his cans plugged in. Shug, what's your thoughts on the Barisic signing? You've heard what Ross has had to say.
Hi Ross, it's Hugh here. Barisic was outstanding in the two previous ties in Europe, and the manager was singing his praises. Obviously, and he didn't say too much in the press, but we're privy to what he was saying in the press room, and it didn't really go on that much about it in his report of the game. So I thought it was probably a bit disrespectful.
I thought they got the deal over the line pretty quickly.
Yeah, they did, Ross, and sometimes you get a wee knee-jerk reaction when, managers see players and they'll go, for £2 million. I'm a wee bit surprised that he's 25. Murdo and I thought he might have been a wee bit younger than that, but Bill's saying that he can't play, obviously, in the qualifying stages, but I think Rangers are looking at the big picture here and saying, listen, if we do qualify, it's great, and we've got a great left-back who's going to come in and did really well, but sometimes, Ross, it is, and we say it a lot, it's easier playing well against Rangers than actually playing with Rangers and playing like that standard every week. So if we get that standard playing for us that played against us, I think the manager will be well chuffed. So we've signed a player who's done exceptionally well. They've not just dived in and signed him. But chances they've did their homework abroad, and it comes highly recommended as well.
Be on there?
Maybe not been on the radar, Murdo, but I would imagine Stevie G's then did his homework, or did a wee, follow-up on after the
You know what it's like, if you watch the guy and the guy plays 2 games, the next thing you do is you start logging into your Y-Scout account and you look at as many bits of him as you possibly can. You talk to Katic, who's a Croat, and you ask him to find out as much as he can from his homeland what the boy's like.
A week's a short space of time to go and judge a player.
I don't think it was a week.
Sorry, Ross?
Can I come back in?
Yeah, of course you
can. With obviously things with Lafferty quieting down, do you think we could do with another striker? Obviously, I've not heard much about Lafferty since our bids get rejected.
Well, I think that's a big one now, with the main striker being sent off at the weekend, so that could be 2 matches out. So you need to shuffle the other centre forwards. I don't think he's fit yet, is he? The one that
Umar, he was on the bench on Sunday, but I don't think Steven Gerrard thinks he's fully match fit. But he's going to have to start bringing him on or playing him at some point against somebody to get him match fit.
Ross, Bill and I have spoke about Morales in the last few weeks, and if he had got maybe an injury or had fell out of favour of the manager, I think we were struggling a wee bit up front regarding bringing in a replacement. And even yesterday when we've lost Morales, he could possibly have still maybe brought on somebody who's been looking to play but changed the shape in behind, and we didn't have that. We didn't really have that. So we are a bit light there. Bill seems to think the Lafferty deal will be done. Ross, I hope it gets done. I think he's got a big presence, Kyle Lafferty.
I think he could bring something to the
I think he can. I think he can bring in a few goals. He's got experience. He's an international footballer. He's been there before. He's been through it before as well with Rangers. Knows what it's all about. And I think the backing of the Rangers fans will give him another wee lift. So I think all is well. I know me and Murdo are having a wee bit of a set to here, and he's sitting with a wee grin in his face, Ross, the fact that we lost a couple of points yesterday. But I think us battle-hardened Rangers fans over the years suddenly see a wee bit of light at the end of the tunnel. What do you think?
I'm definitely happy with what I saw, especially on Sunday there, but it was gutted the way the game ended.
Sure.
I mean, to go that long, 90 minutes, with 10 men, I thought, we outplayed them in every way, like you spoke about everywhere, where they didn't really have much idea what to do against us, and even in the second half, I don't think Derek McInnes really changed much. He was just lumping balls into the box as much as they could, or as near the box as they could get.
Ross, I think that's one of the problems for Aberdeen. They lost their 3 best players and they've not really replaced them yet. So I think that's the big thing for Aberdeen. They've now got to maybe have a wee look round about to bring in a better quality player, because I think Aberdeen Derek will be delighted with the point, but he'll be gutted the way they played. And if that was them playing to their best just now, then they know that's not good enough.
Murdo, let me ask you a question. How easy is it going to be to replace those 3 best players that they've lost?
Someone would need to stick a lot of money into the football club. But again, you'd look down south and bring someone up on loan, and you need to maybe do that, Bill. I think that's the only way they can get a quality player, because I don't think Aberdeen would go out and spend £600,000 or £700,000 in a player. When
Aberdeen lose a player to Salford City, and it's been well documented, guys, over the last few weeks, I think it tells you where they are right now, and a monetary and a spending, and where they are about attracting big players. And they're losing a player to Salford City, Murdo.
Yeah.
No,
that can happen any time.
Scottish football. Four grand a week.
Hugh, most of the players in Scottish football would have taken that deal.
Yeah, I know.
No, Celtic out the equation, Rangers out the equation, and every other team comes into that equation. By the way,
Aberdeen are the second best club in Scotland.
Well, that just shows you how well they've spent their money.
I don't think that'll be happening much longer. That's for sure.
They've not been second best for the last 3 years.
Ross, just got a tax up here and we'll take him out and give him an absolute doing in that car.
Ross, is there anything else you wanted to ask us?
I just wanted to ask Murdo what's his opinion on Celtic's lack of signings, especially with the rejection of John McGinn, and he could possibly go down south.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think a lot of Celtic fans, Ross, are talking about it even just now, because even Edward coming in at 7 or 8 million they paid for him, a lot of the fans felt because he was there last season he's not a new face about the club, and I think every football club does need a new face, or maybe 2 faces, good quality players, and I think it'll happen though. Brendan, I think, will bring in someone new just to freshen up the whole squad.
Is that you, Ross?
Aye, cheers, thanks a lot.
No,
cheers,
thank you for getting in touch. If you want to get in touch, 0333 9442 is the phone number. That's the one that Ross has just used. If you want to get in touch, and you've been doing it all night, you boys are getting great applause.
Can you
tonight.
give Luby a wee quick wave? She's listening, an avid Rangers fan, and I have to give you a wee kick. She says, give him a wee kick under the table for me, thank you very much. And you are known as Murder, MacLeod. You do know that, don't you?
That's good.
Okay. Well, that was good.
There's been a murder.
There's been a murder. There's been a murder. So there you go.
We're back to that again. Has he done another movie where he's Detective Davidson?
I don't know if there's anything happening. I'll be River City next, the wee walk-on part.
Guys, you're getting a lot of praise on the show for your banter tonight. Lots of different things. You're getting one for calling Willie Miller a trumpet. Murdo, you're getting one for baiting him with the 7th not even making the cut thing.
I like that one.
The top
Somebody
six.
must have told to say that today. Somebody's phoned him up and go, right, if he mentions where they are, just say you know you're not the cut yet.
To be honest, I just looked at the sheets here just to see if it was 7.
Listen, just in general, before we take a quick break and come to the rest of the results, because we've been talking about Rangers, you think Barisic is a good signing?
Yeah, I think they need a left back. I like Flanagan. He's a physical type player.
So are you now thinking about moving Tavernier one forward and putting Flanagan to right back?
We spoke about it. Listen, I'm not picking the team. The Gaffer's there to do that.
It's
an option. It's an option.
The Gaffer's there.
Yeah.
Is he your Gaffer now? Gaffer.
Yes, my Gaffer. I follow the Rangers. He's your leader, so he's my Gaffer. Yes.
Hi, Gaffer.
No, it's his
No Stevie anymore.
Is he not the Gaffer? No.
No Stevie
Is he
anymore.
not the Gaffer?
Not your Gaffer.
No, I didn't say it was my Gaffer. But I'm
Well, why
allowed
you call him Gaffer then?
No, I can call him Gaffer if I want.
Oh, you just calling in.
He's a Gaffer.
I'm in Rangers TV. Hi, Gaffer. How you doing?
Listen,
I'll not criticise you at all. I think you're fantastic.
I'll sit and
I think you look suey.
No, I will give my opinion, and if I think if he's wrong what he's doing, in my opinion, I'll make a comment. I'm not like, listen, you've sat for years doing it that other mob and agreed with Keevins and trumpets like Jim Delahunt and McCulloch and all of them.
Delahunt? I don't
You
think
used to
so.
pick them up.
What about Big Derek?
Baby, they gave you petrol money and you kept it.
What about Big Derek?
Big Derek. Big Derek would give his opinion all the time. A big honest bloke.
He was like you.
No chance.
Oh yes, Rangers.
No, hey, no chance.
Oh yes, Rangers are going to win.
Well, do I sit here and blow smoke at anybody?
Can I
Yes.
just ask a question? Because we've had another question. It was actually wee Boulders in the office. Says, what would have happened a few years ago when referees and linesmen weren't mic'd up? Would the linesman then have had to grab his attention and talk about the incident? Sometimes technology ain't such a good thing.
That's for Boulders, it doesn't really
But we did speak about that,
no
though.
pies for you.
If he went over and asked,
that's right.
What did you see? Because obviously he's just been told, give him a red card, end of story. And I think the referee, he would maybe sit at night after watching the incident again.
What do you think the linesman and the referee, when they're sitting, do you think they're sitting watching Sports Scene last night and going,
Kenny Clark said he used to do that. He says,
couple of headaches, go to bed.
If you're a referee, you've got to watch the game you've been involved in.
Kenny Clark,
especially when there's been a big incident.
Kenny Clark, and you know, we have Kenny on regularly, and he's very honest about things and very upfront about things. And
Kenny, a bad ref, to be fair.
And Kenny would say, I knew when I'd made the wrong decision. He said, and you know it fairly quickly after you've made it.
Yeah.
He said, and trust me, see, driving home at night, it would haunt me. He said my wife would know as soon as I got in, and for the rest of the night
she wouldn't open the door to him.
Aye, she'd stick his dinner through the letterbox.
I watched the game.
Phone a carry out.
Aye. But that's the thing, though, Bill, when you're a referee. But I think there's more chance of them. He's seen the sending off up there, because Sky being there. Somebody would show him, come on, see it, and they would show it to him. And I think he can't come out and say, "Oh, it was his decision." He's not going to put his linesman out to dry. But I think when he watches that again, he could maybe have thought to himself, "I'd have handled that differently." Whereas he didn't get the opportunity because he didn't walk across to him, didn't say what happened. Because he didn't know. Obviously he's been told, he's kicked the centre back.
I watched this guy breaking into the refereeing ranks. I don't know how long, whether they can dig deep and see how long he's been refereeing as a grade 1 referee, but I always go a lot. But even looking at a footballer, the way they run about the park, how they look the part, how players run like footballers, if you know what I mean. They look the part, Murdo, don't they? You know, real good players and all that. I watched this guy, you know, coming onto the scene, and it doesn't even, the physicality side of him, Bill, it doesn't even look as if he should be on the park. Never mind making decisions. It just doesn't look the part. It does not honestly look.
He likes you too.
I'm not caring what he thinks of me. I'm here to give an opinion. And by the way, why does he not phone in and tell us why he made the decision?
Because he's not allowed to.
Right. Yeah. But it doesn't even look the part. It just looks like looks like a big Bambi and ice in the middle of the park.
Why doesn't he phone in and tell us why he made that decision? He didn't make that decision.
That's true. He didn't.
The
linesman made it.
The linesman made it, and he never possibly. Well, I don't know, because at some point he must have said to the linesman what happened, and he says he's just kicked him off the ball. Oh, it's a red card. It's a red card, and he's got his red card out walking towards. The striker.
He didn't even give the striker an explanation. He just held up the card.
The linesman didn't pull
here's one for you. Robert West has just tweeted in. Michael Stewart in Sports Scene said McKenna's shoulder charges on Morelos were fair, yet Hugh and Murdo think differently, as would most football fans, I would suggest. Well, I don't know how you can say that off the ball shoulder charges are fair, because the ball was away from Morelos when he was hit by the big centre half.
Well, if you think of the big centre half,
and he had to stop the game and go back.
Can I tell you one thing? If that was the World Cup and he charged him for the first time off the ball, the striker would have been down holding his face.
It's true. Yeah,
and then it would have same for the second one. He's barged into him. The striker wouldn't have lifted his leg to try and make contact with the centre back. He'd have just fallen down and rolled about, and right away it's here we go, let's have a wee look at it. VAR, and the centre back would have been sent off.
Yeah. And if anything, Big McKenna's, he's holding his ground there. They're fighting over a bit. He doesn't want him to go and talk. Listen, see at corner kicks, we see worse things happen before the ball comes into the box, don't we?
That's
right.
Centre
backs holding off strikers, a wee bit of set too, and nothing ever seems to happen. You don't see a linesman flagging for that.
Well, I think you made the best example, where there's all the wrestling and kicking and tripping in front of the linesman 3 yards away,
and the referee makes a call,
and the linesman does nothing.
Yeah.
And then if the referee just happens to go, and then you see the linesman at the same time, I better put my flag up, because the referee's called a foul. So, a wee bit of consistency, but ruined by two officials. For me, the referee, I'm not keeping going on him. I get a bit of stick at best of 10 referees, but come on, there must be good referees in our country.
But Hugh, again, it goes back to he's been told by his sidekick.
Murdo, that's what's wrong. You've just nailed it. He's been told what to do, and that for me, you've taken out your own ability, your own decision making has been taken away from you.
It'd be interesting to see it again, that the whole where the referee was and was in conversation the whole time from when it happened, because the game stopped right away, and everyone was wondering, where's the referee going across into the middle of the park?
It's the referee then.
So the referee's on his way over there, but he's already got the card out.
It was mental.
Was it a shock?
It was a shock to the system.
Alright guys, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll look at the rest of the fixtures over the weekend. This is Rock Sport talking football. Tonight on a Monday we have Hugh Burns and Murdo MacLeod. You can watch us streaming live on Facebook, Twitter and Periscope. You can also listen on DAB Digital Radio across Central Scotland, online at rocksportradio.co.uk and via your smartphone using the TuneIn and the Radiogram app.
Love music, live sport. Talking football with Bill Young, Hugh Burns and Murdo MacLeod on Rock Sport Radio.
Just before we go on, can I just say how deeply saddened I am at the passing away of Barry Chuckle at the weekend at the age of 73, one of the Chuckle brothers.
I've seen that.
So very, very sad, and wee bit of British comedy history now gone.
Yeah. I we watched it and had a laugh at it.
Was he not doing a series just now? Was he not getting through?
I don't know.
I think he's been on the telly recently, yeah.
I only mentioned that because I was looking over the desk there and I thought, there's me with my own wee Chuckle brothers there.
Me like my father. We slapped my head there like Benny Hill and I wasn't happy.
I heard it and I had my phone, I had my headphones on and I heard it.
It was empty. There's no much going on in there.
Alright. Question for the guys. Question for the guys coming on Twitter again. God, it's gone mad tonight. After the games at the weekend, which players have impressed you the most? Also, who do you think will finish where this season? Well, we'll do that a wee bit later on if we could, boys. Let's get on and catch up with the game. Celtic 3, Livy 1 on Friday night between you and Heggs. You kind of called this one right, Shug?
We did. Yeah, we obviously knew Celtic, and being champions last year, I hate saying it, but obviously, you get the flag. Championship day. Disappointed. There was only 58,000 there.
What day was it?
It was Saturday. Yeah.
No, but what day did you call it?
The day after Friday.
Friday you called it.
Yeah, it was the day before Sunday. Oh, Flag Day.
Yes.
Flag Day, yeah. 58,778 poor souls had to sit and watch the Hoops turn over a defiant Livingston team, according to the papers. But listen, I think Livingston have turned up, did themselves proud for their first game back in the big league. But yeah, you're expecting Celtic, to steamroller them. It didn't work out that way. I think it was a bit bitty, but I think I read this morning, I think Callum McGregor again was the shining light in the middle of the park. Edouard gets his goal, Rogich got him off to a wee flyer.
Rogich was the best.
Well, there you are.
Yeah, he was.
But 60,000 says it all, probably, massive.
Great party. It was absolutely fantastic. Everybody was happy. No,
he's no.
Put me on the happy pills.
Yes, everyone was really enjoying
it.
Because you always know when you get a side like Livingston turning up, first game, they're going to sit in a wee bit. But Livy, to the credit, they tried to get up the park, but nothing really happened for them. Celtic had chance after chance, so many goals. Just got a wee bit slack near the end. Livy had 2 or 3 chances, a couple of headers near the end, and the wee boy get the first goal for Livy at Celtic partner a lot of years.
Yeah.
Very difficult to make a judgment on Livy based on one game and against Celtic particularly. But let me ask you, from what you saw, are there signs that would suggest they might be able to hold their own and stay in the league, Murdo?
Again, they're well organised. That the whole squad, they knew exactly when Celtic had the ball, they sat in, they made it difficult. So we watched them. The only time we did really watch them was in the playoffs, and you seen that was their best. The way they were organised, the defence, good goalkeeper behind them, well organised. But up front, they've got a target man, and that's a go-to man. Get the ball up to him, get the midfielders to go and back him up, go and help. And I think when they're playing against a side at home it's usually in the bottom half of the league. That's when they've got a wee chance of getting points.
And of course, they're not going to play against Celtic at Parkhead in front of 60,000 every week. You know, it's been a good baptism of fire. Going there, not doing themselves, you know, any harm whatsoever. They've lost, by 3-1.
It would have been terrible for them. First game back in the top, and 5 or 6.
And the thing about
it could have been. I must say,
but in the
Celtic
same hand, Murdo, we've seen teams over the years, clubs going there and getting absolutely whacked. St Johnstone's, Dundee United,
they've all been there.
St Mirren's.
Well, Aberdeen in the past,
they
were up at 8 at one point. You know what I mean? So Celtic, it's not an embarrassment for them, and Kenny Miller would be delighted. The way they finished the game, Kenny's came off, he's organising it from the side, shouting away, and they've nicked a goal. And that was a highlight of their day. Absolutely great for them to turn up to Celtic Park when Celtic have and Celtic's missed chances. The one's rolled across the line. Griffiths is round the goalie, open goal, and he taps it, and the goalie dives back in and all that kind of thing. So it could be a lot more goals, but again, it's a good start for Celtic, and great Danny McGrain out unfurling the flag.
Oh, well, I've seen a bit of that.
It's great seeing Danny out there.
And how is he these days?
Oh, yeah, Danny's Danny is same grumpy as usual every time you meet up with him.
He's involved, but isn't he? You know, Brendan's got him involved.
No, he's not.
Is he not doing a lot?
No, he does. He
is he not Lennoxtown?
He used to go up all the time, but I don't think he goes up as much now.
But he is.
But he's still about the club and all that. But Danny's one of the best all-time football players that's ever been in Scottish football. Never mind just at one club.
Yeah, unbelievable footballer.
So it was great to see Danny getting the flag.
The Celtic fans would love that and all.
Oh, aye.
So that's why everybody was happy with it.
Oh, yes.
We're all happy.
You don't remember these things. You're not old enough.
Be happy. That's it. We're all happy.
Yeah. You don't remember these things.
As long as Murdo's happy.
When was the last flag? When was the last flag you seen? Was it the third division?
I've got a Union jacket on my back door.
Was it the third division flag fluttering?
Bill, don't worry, be happy.
The third division flag.
That's the headlines in the record.
Right, boys.
Don't worry, be happy.
Right.
Was that the time you played?
What was the game like? Well,
Peterhead, the first game.
We're all happy.
Peterhead, the first game of the season for the third division title or something like that.
We're all happy. As long as you're happy, we're happy.
Oh, are you? I like to hear that.
Let me just. I need to ask Lewis a question. Is that Gillen or Gillian supposed to be? What is it, Gillen? Oh, Gillen, okay. MacLeod from Facebook saying hi from Marbella.
Oh, that's my daughter, Jalan.
Is it? I beg your pardon. I should have guessed with the name MacLeod, shouldn't I?
Correct, well done.
She's on your yacht, is she?
Do you know, I never even put 2 and 2 together there.
Well, there you are. You can't count either. Hugh didn't know his team was 7.
How bloody stupid am I? Anyway.
So Jalan must be listening to us out.
Wait a minute, how do you come across the name Jalan? Who would ever know to call her Jalan? You know, you get delusions of grandeur down in, Highlandsborough. It's Gillian, isn't it?
What?
It's Gillian.
No, Gilan.
Gilan, that's why I asked.
It's a Middle Eastern name.
Heard it all now.
Aye.
There you are.
Right, okay. I'm just going to text this. We've done the flag.
It's not an old Tuareg name, is it?
Bill, no. Bill, just a wee update here on facts as we're going on to facts tonight. We've done the flag 54 times. How many have they done?
Who's they?
Your mob.
You mean Celtic?
Yes.
Can I ask a serious question?
I don't mean Dumbarton. Celtic Football Club. I've not won any more leagues than Rangers.
Can I ask a serious question?
Yeah.
The serious question is, and it's one of the great imponderables, why Tom Rogich can't finish a game. We were talking about it in the office.
Really
Bill, he's happy.
Came off at, what was it, 70 minutes?
70 minutes, I'm off.
No, this is a serious question. I'm not being funny.
He came off happy.
What?
Was he happy?
He was happy.
And was the player happy that was going on?
Everyone at Celtic Park's happy.
Yeah, happy.
Right, we've established everybody paid. Let's talk about the Rogich thing, though. Because it happened during the World Cup as well.
It did, he came off. And even the big thing for him, he goes on at 60 minutes as well when he comes on as a sub. But it's strange. A modern day football player. He gets an hour contract. He's allowed an hour of the game. I honestly don't know why someone who you watch gets about the pitch so quickly. He's got great feet, quick feet, comes off so often at that time. Because if you're a football player and you think you're a football player, you want to play 90 minutes.
He's a big athlete as well, Murdo, isn't he?
He is.
Do you know what I don't understand? If there's a problem with his fitness, He's playing enough games up into that 60-70 minute mark. Surely he must be getting progressively fitter.
By the way, I watched Celtic training after the game. Unbelievable. You know, the boys who came on as a sub and the boys who were sitting up in the stand, so they weren't involved. They're all getting ready, built, and they're out. And one of the groups of 4, and they're doing from box to box runs. The other 2 teams are playing a game against each other, high intensity game, and then swapping over. Then honestly,
doing it proper.
But that went on for about 45 minutes non-stop.
Jeez.
So it's just to let you know, if you're sitting in the stand, you've still got a wee bit of work to do after.
Well,
but that's what I'm surprised at. Celtic and Brendan, he makes sure that the players are all really fit, and Rogich is still not.
Strange, very, very strange.
Playing game in, game out.
Listen, it's a player we always talk about as well. He's always got something in the game. He does something in the game. Very few games go past and Tom Rogich isn't involved. Does something positive, bit quiet, then comes into it again, great in the box, drives in.
Well, his goal was a cracker.
He's one of the fans' favourites.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean? The fans like him.
What is the issue then? I mean, surely it can't be a tactic that every 60-70 minutes in the game.
Maybe he wants a flyer out at the car park. So when I get caught in the London road traffic, right, Gaffer, get me off early, I'm going out tonight, get me off, crazy stuff. But you know, you wonder, and we've said this, I've never seen him finish 90 minutes. Have you, Tom? Murdo?
No.
Have you really? I've never seen him finish.
Even during the World Cup. Even during the World Cup, he was taken off round about. I think the furthest he went was maybe 80 minutes.
80, yeah.
But he was taken off between 60 and 80 minutes in the World Cup even.
Yeah, it's strange.
Listen,
I think that's a question that the journalists have got to ask the manager, because you've got to look at his stats and say.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but he's not diabetic or asthmatic or anything, is he?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, Bill. These things sometimes are maybe kept in house.
Years and years ago, I read that a Rangers player, Andy Penman, was diabetic, and it could affect him halfway through a game.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at Danny McGrain.
Yeah, that's another good example.
He played every game from start to finish. He never get taken off.
You need to carry Danny off.
But you know what I mean? There could be a condition that maybe.
But that's someone's got to ask the manager what's the score with him. Because everybody loves watching him play, and he scores some fantastic goals. You know, he scored the winner in the Scottish Cup final against Aberdeen 2 seasons ago. So. Do you know what I mean? He's there or thereabouts.
And always starting. That's the thing. He starts. So, you know, you just wonder. I cannot remember the last time that he finished a game.
No, I can't ever remember seeing him finishing the game.
Well, you know, one of the managers says, right, go out and give me your best 60, 70 minutes.
To be fair, you've never looked to see if he's finished a game.
Well, deep down I'm not really that interested.
Correct.
But I'm only trying to keep the conversation going. I'm trying to be decent, as I'm being decent. Because we're decent.
Is this you decent?
We're decent. As long as you're happy, we're decent.
This is you decent. The whole world's going to change.
If yous are happy, we're happy.
Hamilton won Hearts 4.
Wow.
I have to say, I thought the park looked quite good.
The new AstroTurf.
Yes, at the Hope CSB or whatever it's called stadium. Mm-hmm. However, it wasn't a good day for Accies. They get it wasn't good Miller scoring, but they get absolutely humped in the end.
But Bill, over the last couple of years, Hamilton getting in front, they just make it really tough for the opposition. The opposition very rarely come back at them, and maybe a drawn match, but to get thumped 4-1 is a sore one for them. And again, the opening game and people looking at it to see how they're going to do. It's going to be a tough one again. Everyone always talks about Hamilton. They're the ones that's going to go down. I think Livy will maybe get a mention, possibly more than Hamilton this year.
Mm-hmm. Quite strange. I heard reports over the weekend, the big boy Steve McLean guys that scored for Hearts, that it was never used on that particular surface when they played with St Johnstone.
He scored.
He scores on Saturday. Got his fitness right over a good pre-season with Big Dig Levine, and knowing Big Levine and how he goes about his business as a manager, they will all be fit Hearts, there's no doubt about it. It was a bit of a shock when I seen Hamilton taking the league, but to come back and score 4, that away end full, the Jambos got a wee head of steam and momentum's rolling again. They need to be up for it because Hibs are so good now, so that gives you that wee extra incentive. But I'm glad to see we need a good Hearts, a good Hibs, you know, for Rangers and Celtic be going to Tynecastle and Pittodrie really and go. You never know because we always kind of come back happy. You know,
No,
but you're laughing at.
no, Celtic say we need a good Rangers, we need a good Hearts, we need a good Hibs.
Oh, right, okay, there are.
Listen,
Your man's flying tonight, by the way.
Listen, I'm talking
Well,
about we need a good Hearts, we need a good Hibs, we need a
talking
good
about
Aberdeen.
Scottish football.
Aberdeen were above you.
I'm talking about Scottish football.
Aberdeen,
We, am I not allowed to say we?
You never talk about Scottish football.
I'm talking, we're talking football.
Next week it'll be
We're talking Scottish football.
boss said
But at least
this,
I
the
come out
boss.
and say us and we. You sit in the fence, you don't say us and we.
why not?
Because you don't. You've never done it for years doing it at Clyde. You used to sit there
Us and we.
wee Hugh and you know just panty wee Hugh and all that. Come out and tell everybody what you are. Rather than just
What
sitting
am I?
on the fence.
I'm a Celtic supporter.
I don't know what you know. You're no.
Oh, I'm a
You know
no.
deep
Oh,
down-
no. So I have to come out and tell him, but Hugh
No,
says no,
deep
he's
down
no.
you're no a Celtic
oh, deep
supporter.
down I'm a no.
No, you're no.
See, every time I put one in the top pokey.
Aye.
That was brilliant.
Which was even harder for us to take because you've scored
Was
against
it?
your own. He's one of our own.
Were you cheering
He's one of
me
our
that time?
Murdo MacLeod. He's one of our own.
You love that, don't you?
Right, are we going to talk football here?
We're talking football.
No,
Bill.
you
No,
two,
he's
you
singing
two-
football. He's singing football
Look, he's
now.
got his happy face on. Look, he's be happy.
You two,
I'm laughing at you.
Cheesy.
you two are baiting each other. That's what's happening
By
here.
the way, Bill.
I tell me, right, and I says, I'm not quite off.
we went through the whole summer and we've had looking at him, no smile on his face. Now his team's managed to get a drop at Tawdry and he's all over about, oh yeah, we're going to win the league, we're going to do this. He's looking at the European campaign
Not
now.
once I've mentioned the night we're going to win the league.
No.
Not once.
And do you know why? Because you're not.
Well, in your opinion, we're not, but I'm saying nothing.
Oh, so you're
Right,
The proof's in the pudding.
right. What are Hearts going to do this season? Again, it's early days. How can we tell anything? You know, and they were playing Hamilton, and I don't
big
mean
boys.
that in the
Bill,
derogatory.
I
They're a
felt
huge team, aren't they?
They're a really big team, no, all round, and you're looking at Big Kyle, no getting a start. And you're
What
looking
does
at the
that
rest of
tell us? Especially on the artificial surface that he didn't chance Lafferty. Does that mean that he's expecting an offer to come in this week?
You would think so. It looks that way, doesn't
I
it?
think Hearts have got to.
I think the Rangers have got to
change.
really.
Rangers have got to push the boat out.
Oh, they've got to get that
No, they
done.
don't need to go daft and put in. But I think they've 200 grand was an embarrassment.
Well, it was. I think Hearts would deal at $500,000, and you know, with the
even
money.
400 grand.
Aye, I
Do
think.
you know what I mean?
I think it'd be
something like
decent money.
that.
I was talking to somebody the other day and they thought they would go at 300, 350.
Aye.
I don't know.
But that's what you're kind of looking at just now. The way it's because it's not as if Hearts come out and says, "Oh, that's a disgrace, 200 grand. We're wanting £1 million or something like that."
And here's another one to think about as well, Murdo. If the deal doesn't happen, then you're going to have one unhappy player in your books.
Yeah.
So the deal,
Aye, earning
yeah, big
fortunes.
dough. Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So you don't want that.
You could probably look at the money that Kyle is on is probably as much as maybe 2 or 3 of the players all put together on his wage.
yeah.
So, you know, that deal for me, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in the next few days. I think it will be accelerated. Even before the weekend, in my opinion.
Well, here's going back to the Morelos thing. The latest report I had, and it's one that I haven't had substantiated, is that Rangers are going to appeal it, which means Morelos can play this weekend. However, if that appeal isn't upheld, and I don't know when it'll be heard, is there a chance, because I don't know, I haven't worked out the dates of when this might happen, this appeal might be heard, is there a chance that Morelos could miss the Celtic game?
And Hugh's just thinking, he's missed a few at the Celtic games.
Oh my! He's on the ball tonight, the wee man. Well, listen, we're not really looking that far ahead, Bill. You know, we're looking at beating St Mirren on Sunday.
I'm just asking a question.
You know, and I think then we go to Fir Park. Then, Bill,
See if they don't sign Kyle, they've got to make sure he plays against Celtic.
right?
He's the main
well,
striker.
The thing about it, my biggest fear is, Murdo, we don't have anybody to play up front if we don't have Morelos.
Aye.
Who do we play? I think he's then looking at maybe just playing Windass.
Windass through the middle, aye.
And you know, I don't know whether they'll do that or not, but what other option have we got, Bill?
You can't.
Well, the only other one you can get the big boy Umar, which is Sadiq,
Sadiq, boy
get
from
him
Roma.
fit.
Well, be interesting to see. But listen,
They might play him against St Mirren, you don't know.
Well, that's the thing. No, you've got to. But again, first and foremost, I've say to you every week, Rangers have just got to keep on winning games. No, they've got to or start winning games. No, they've got off to their start. great result at Pittodrie, good point. And now they're going on to the St Mirren game.
He's trying to get straight up and start laughing there, didn't he? He's trying to get looking away from me there.
Do you not see
no,
the
I
wink?
heard that.
Did you not see the wink coming across?
I heard that.
They've got to make sure they just keep on winning games like
St Mirren, home and away. Well, listen, I'll tell you something right now. We will win more games than we'll lose this season. We will win games this year that we didn't win and didn't look like winning and didn't believe we could win last year. This man has installed a new belief in our players and the players he's bringing to the club, the fitness he's got at the club, and the fact that they're representing the most successful football club in the world. Successful football club in the world.
I'm going to start random drugs tests after this show. You're
right.
giving a urine sample tonight.
Successful?
I've been, successful. I said successful football club in the world. You just can't get near us with that.
Oh, they're getting.
You just can't get near us.
Getting near us.
Listen, let me ask you.
Have you had that big cup? No, the one with the big ears and all that.
Let me ask you both a question. Livy, St Mirren, Hamilton. Are these guys, and maybe even Dundee to a degree, are these guys going to be we know they are, but how significant is it, do you think, this season that they've not got the strength and depth that other teams have got, because they don't have big squads, and it always comes to count at some point in the season for these clubs, doesn't it?
Other thing, when you look at all the teams that's going to be up the top six, you're looking at Celtic, you're looking at Rangers, Aberdeen, you've got Hearts, Hibs,
Kelly.
There's your six.
But Kelly, I think, will be stronger than the rest. But even going, I'd cut it maybe down to the top five with being a much stronger, powerful teams this year. Mm-hmm. I think that the top five, they'll take a lot of points off each other.
Okay, all right. Kelly 2, St Johnstone 0, and I've got to say, the goal by the boy in Jolly was an absolute stormer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. He came on and had a couple of nice runs and all that. But the way, Bill, you just watched the ball, it had a wee bobble in front as he was hitting the ball, so it just lifted itself off the AstroTurf and he just caught it great. Top corner, it was a super goal. It was, wasn't it? But while you're talking about the AstroTurf, yeah, why didn't they dig that up and put the turf back down? Because it's looking in shocking condition. Yeah, I think Kelly must be looking at that. I think when they get their own training ground, I think that's so important for them. Get their own training ground, because I think just now there's a lot of the kids, they train at a local school, they train at Rugby Park, so it gets used all the time, and it's great and it's not costing them any money. Whereas if they can get their own pitch, training ground, then all the kids can go there, and then you can have a fantastic football pitch. I used to think that Rugby Park was one of the best surfaces in Scottish football. Yeah, it was. I was there when Gus Hollis was the groundsman, and it was phenomenal. Obviously, from a monetary point of view, the community, I'd heard actually, it doesn't actually get hired out. Murdo, I'd heard that a couple of years ago. See, the academies are there. The academies are down there, I think, 3 nights a week. I think I spoke to wee Lockie about that, and he'd said, listen, I think everybody has got his view of it being, a community surface. It's for the club. But again, see, when you've got modern day football pitches, they're so good, it's cost them so much to keep them so good. And I think that maybe a lot of people are thinking, well, you pay £200,000 for this AstroTurf pitch, that's it, on you go, and just get a wee watering. Still need looked after at the end of the day, but not to the, obviously the tune I've grasped. But great start, Bill. St Johnstone have had quite a decent wee bet, Fred, and would have been looking for more out of the game. I think looking at the stats, that they've always did okay down there and nick points here and there, but Tommy, I thought they were poor, Hugh. I really did. I sent them Murdo. I know it was. I only saw highlights, but they only looked to get into Kelly's half twice in the highlights. Yeah. And even then, they just didn't look as if they had anything that was going to threaten. No. We were talking in the office just before you came in and put your Alice Cooper face on. That I don't see how Jordan Jones is still at Rugby Park. No, I think somebody's going to come in for that boy. They've got to. Yeah, it looks decent. Again, he had off to a great start. When people are starting to look at players in Scottish football and all that, Kelly will be one of the teams you'll look at, and you go and watch him, and he's the one that hit the bar. Great. No, he's curling the ball in from both sides. No, he's very comfortable, left foot, right foot, good pace as well. And I think when modern day more and more people are looking for good pace.
I think the deal was, possibly it could have get done for Jordan Jones and O'Halloran. I think Rangers were trying to do a wee bit of business there last season and it fell through. I think Rangers were probably looking for money as well. O'Halloran going to Ayrshire, the boy coming up to Glasgow, but us getting money. And I don't think it was.
Kelly would have wanted that.
It was kind of frowned upon.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think Jordan,
he's an asset. Yeah,
I think he's more. Whereas you're talking about the Rangers player that he's not getting a game anywhere.
No, that's right.
No, he had a good wee spell again up at St Johnstone and all that, but he wasn't playing at Rangers. No. So why would you pay extra money for him
to get him
and lose one of your best players?
Well, I think that's the reason that deal fell through. But he is a very. He's a player that busts onto the scene. He takes full backs on either side. He's good.
Do you know who we were talking about earlier on? Malumbu.
Yeah.
I thought he was great for Kilmarnock. And I don't know, I spell because I know he left the club, he went down south, but then it was a good long time before I asked someone and he says, I don't think he's signed for anyone.
Gary Dicker's a good player in the middle of the park. He's a steady influence. He's done really well, and he might just raise the bar a little bit. The fact that Malumbu's not there.
See, Malumbu, he was extra special.
He was a catalyst in there and made things happen.
He was one of the best players.
Yeah, he was. He was outstanding again against Old Firm as well.
Wasn't he?
4 games. He was brilliant against the Old Firm and lost them.
Strong,
big
didn't
miss,
give away a lot
loss.
and wasn't a big talk.
Crowd, nearly 5,000. St Johnstone wouldn't have brought a lot down.
St Johnstone brought 396.
Unbelievable. An hour up the road. Where's the game going to? Remember Kilmarnock, St Johnstone, massive crowds when Tarmans. You keep going back to the 90s and early 90s and what have you.
But even again, you're talking about success for football clubs like Kilmarnock. Last season was a success. And saying that, what you're talking about, the numbers there, 5,000, that's a lot more than what was there before Steve.
Right, I've just checked, believe it or not, Malumbu does not have a club yet.
Yeah. So I think Stevie he'll know that, and he'll be thinking at some point,
come back
and play, get yourself fit. You can go somewhere else in January, but come here and play.
But wait a minute, Bill, we're not privy to what went on in the discussions between Billy Bowie and Malumbu's agents and what have you. It might have been, Kilmarnock were still offering decent money. I'm pretty sure they would have been, like for like on what he was offered last season. But then the agents went and went, listen, this guy's came here and done you a right turn. We're looking for X amount.
Yeah. And with the money, he's not getting X amount though anyway.
Well, that's true, but he must have a few X amounts in the bank that is allowing him not to dive into anything.
People forget that when you're out of a job, you're earning nothing.
Yeah, no, but it's a different level now with the money these boys are earning and how they can live off it.
But for the likes of him, if he goes 6 months and not signed up with a club,
that's true.
But I still think, though, the way he performed last season, I'm surprised that no one's picked up on him, even up here in Scottish football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of the big clubs could, even Aberdeen.
Well, when it comes to money, they must have been on quite a decent little earner at Kilmarnock.
I mean, the other thing is as well, that, and I'm not being funny, I've seen it a number of clubs with a number of players that don't kind of get clubs, and the next thing you know, people just start forgetting about them. And the first
out of sight, out of mind, Bill.
And the first thing the agent gets asked when he phones up or he sends an email or whatever a club is, who's he playing for now and what can you send us so we can have a look?
Yeah, that's right.
And if the last thing you send is 6 months ago, and then they think, well, hang on, who's he playing? He's not playing for anybody.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Nobody's batting the doors down to take him.
How easy is it for us to get him back to match fitness? How much are we going to lose of the season getting him there?
I'm pretty sure there would have been some offers on the table, Bill, but again, we don't know what kind of money the agent would have been looking.
Even Kilmarnock must have made an offer at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
So at some point, if maybe they were...
You've got to be very confident to turn down a club and walk away, and with the season started, not have another club to go to.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how his wages go. Kilmarnock will be the big players in the Premier League. I don't think they'll be paying a lot of money.
You're looking at the manager of the team who got promotion last year doing the same.
Yeah. It's an interesting one, though, isn't it?
I mean, it is a big thing when you've got everything there. You're attached to a football club. You've been possibly the best player in the team that season, player of the year and all that kind of thing. And now here you are, season started up and running again, and you've not got a club anywhere. Especially when you look down south. You can look at the third division, the Championship, because he was good enough for the Championship.
Then could there not have been a deal done with the player and the agent, with Kilmarnock and saying, listen, if there's anybody comes in for me, then I'm automatically I'm automatic, because he'd need to be freed, wouldn't he, to sign with somebody out with the window, is that right?
Aye, if the window closed.
Well, they couldn't get a fee for him.
It's not unknown that he could have gone on a pay-per-play basis, and you know,
sign week-by-week contracts,
a per game, in pay-per-play.
Yeah. But again, maybe he's depending so much on his agent. No, the agent is going to do it. But the big thing with agents, Hugh, they get paid from an awful lot of other people.
Yeah, they do.
So they're making their money
wrongly.
He's not getting paid from anyone because it's only one club that will be paying him.
Right.
So his agent has got to do a job. And I thought, again, when you don't know the background to the whole, but see if it's a poor player, you wouldn't be talking about him. But for me, he was one of the top players in the Premier League last year.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. St Mirren 2, Dundee 1, and I'm on a wee bit of a purple patch because I spoke and predicted the Morelos situation, and for months, no, I take it back, for years, I've been saying how I dislike goalkeepers trying to play football in their own box. And of course, the Dundee goalkeeper had an absolute howler with that one.
But again, you're right. That for me, that's a kind of modern day topic now that people will talk about. The amount of times the goalkeeper's got the ball under pressure, his right back goes nearly to the corner flag, his left back goes to the other corner flag, his centre backs are in front, and it's alright if the opposition don't close you down. But once they close him down, he still tries to make the pass. No, he still tries to be too clever because the manager's telling him, keep the ball all the time, no matter what, keep the ball. And it's great when it works. But see, when it doesn't work, you're under pressure.
I'm surprised Mullen never said, can you not do that again? I'm on a hat trick.
Well, it's true, because you know what's sticking out at me right now is how Alan McGregor goes about his business.
We were talking about this again before you came into the office, and I said how refreshing it is to see the goalie just put his boot through it.
John Pickford done the same for England in the World Cup. How strong a kicker is he?
I said to Bill, though, you watch the World Cup and some of the best teams in the world are still getting a goalkeeper, launching it and pushing up and squeezing in and
halfway line
and get the second ball.
There's nobody kicks the ball any better than Pickford. He's magnificent striker of the ball. McGregor's done it as well, doesn't hit it as well as Pickford, but still clears it well over the halfway line, takes no chances. Doesn't he play these diagonals?
Craig Gordon used to do it. Craig Gordon used to do it, and since he's tried this business of being the sweeper and doing this, I think it's affected his form overall. I really do.
Because remember, he got left out the side because he wasn't as good with the ball at his feet.
He did it start last
season. The boy that came in, and he wasn't as good with his hands as Craig Gordon was. So Craig Gordon eventually got it, and he's very comfortable with it. But I still think he gives away the ball sometimes when it's at his feet under pressure, and he's been fortunate enough it's never really harmed him. They've not come up and opposition, not come up and scored a goal against him, but everybody gets a wee bit kind of rattled in the stadium and what's he doing? What's the goalie doing, Tam?
Do
you know what I mean?
I mean, I've got to be honest, I like the way McGregor, no nonsense, it's going and bang,
he just drop kicks it. He drops kick. He's a good kicker of the ball, good distance, and when it's at distance, it's putting the centre backs under pressure, and it's allowing your centre forward to get ready to go in behind, because if he's going to bat a back header, but it allows the whole team to squeeze up.
It then gives the midfield a bit of time. You know, when he sees McGregor's hit it as long, it gives him, as Murdo says, back four up. Golston's got them pushed up. It means that the two midfield players are floaters like Arfield or Windass or anybody or Candace has got the chance to get to the header of the opposition centre back, where he's only kind of knocking it down 10 yards. If Rangers players or any player, I would say, is on it quick, it gives you a chance. A great start.
Can I ask you, sorry, I'm just butting in here. Seeing the first 10-15 minutes, I thought Aberdeen, everything that Rangers were playing a wee bit long, Aberdeen won everything in there.
They did.
They won every header, and I'm thinking, why are Rangers knocking everything so high all the time? Because they're getting nothing out of it. But I was just thinking, if Kyle Lafferty was there, what an out ball from the goalkeeper kicking it, or the centre backs kicking it, going back to just knock the ball on, go and squeeze it in, go for the second ball.
Different dimension.
And because if you've got Kyle Lafferty up front there, he would hold the ball up, or he'd win a flick on, someone else could fly by them.
Yeah, because Morales doesn't get that many headers.
No, he doesn't. He
gets the odd little flick, but not that much. But going back to the St Mirren game, a great result. Looking at crowd, 5,500 as well. Tidy little result, crowd wise as well. Dundee again when they brought that money down.
I think Dundee brought down a decent amount.
Maybe 1,000 anyway. But great start for St Mirren.
When Jack Hamilton though had that ricket and the boy took the ball off him and scored, the picture of McCann was a picture.
It was a picture, you're right.
You know, the head just went in the hands, and I thought, well, if you've told them to play like that, be it on your own head.
But the thing that I felt there, Bill, was he was a wee bit unlucky because he kind of stood in the ball.
That's because he's not a footballer.
Correct.
He's a goalie.
He stood in it. Goalies do that. They stand in the ball there. But I thought it was great play by St Mirren, because normally when you go round the goalkeeper you think you're going to knock the ball into the net yourself, but the centre backs come across
and he saw him,
and he just passed it right by him, and it was a tap in at the back post.
Aye.
And a great start for St Mirren, coming up from the Championship.
Oh, it's a brilliant start. You know, that's what you have a good pre-season for. That's why you get in and you get a new manager in, and you know, who I always thought was the right man for the job there anyway, to be fair. I said a brilliant start. So
where was he on your list?
First to go.
Honestly, I don't know the background to it. Obviously,
I did that.
You've given Stubbs a wee bit of
No, we had a chat over the summer, and I didn't think he was the right man for the job. But on my opinion, I'm here to give him my opinion. I think there were better candidates for it, but he's obviously got off to a flyer. So we're all here to give our opinion, not just sit on the fence like some people do.
You're my
over the years.
I don't sit in the fence. I never have done.
I'm looking at you, but I'm talking about Murdo.
All right, okay.
All right. That's great.
I just thought you were skelly-eyed.
Well, that's my birds.
So I was told.
Met half of them in the fog.
Great start for Hibs, 3-0 against Motherwell. I got to say, I'd said to Murdo that last season I thought Motherwell had got over the whole disorganisation at the back, and I don't know whether it was them being disorganised or Hibs breaking with such pace again that made them look disorganised, but they didn't look particularly well shaped or disciplined to me yesterday.
Hibs just
the Motherwell back four, but Hibs, the speed they move it.
Yeah, they do, and Kipri away now to Wigan. Deal's done. Whether they add to that and make them, a wee bit more tight at the back, remains to be seen what kind of money that Stevie Robinson will get to spend. But Hibs just, looked on fire again. They play with that intensity, that pace. Again, press this morning are saying, how lucky that Hibs have still got John McGinn playing in the middle of the park, pulling strings, but tell you, the wee boy Marlon scored a great free kick as well. That could be a decent bit of business on the strength of McGinn moving on, getting a wee player in, still young, get him fit. Wee Lenny will manage him right, I think. Maybe he's just been a bit lost down at Barnsley after having a great start.
Well, that's
at Dundee, Murdo. So,
but see, Lenny has now got control of the players at the football club. He knows what to say to the players, he knows how to train them, he knows how to wind them up. Because I think we spoke last week about Hibs getting through, and only because Lenny would have them all wound up straight after coming the first game winning 3-2, he'd have them wound up. This is the way we're going to play in the second leg, we're going to have a real go at them, we're going to just charge at them, and that's the way Hibs will play now. Solid at the back, but be from the middle of the park forward, really offensive, and they've got goal scorers.
He even looked relaxed in the stand yesterday.
It was funny seeing Clappin just in the front row, wasn't it? Really,
he did actually look relaxed in the stand for once, rather than the purple colour with the veins bulging.
It was on the ban, he's on the ban. But he looked, more than happy. It was in the front row.
I think a lot of managers should be in the stand higher up
to see it more,
just to see it a wee bit more. But
a lot of them used to start, didn't they, in the first half in the stand?
They used to go up and down and all that kind of thing, but you just feel as though there's more contact between the manager and the players when you're standing at the side of the pitch.
You prefer to be on the pitch, side of the pitch?
Yeah, aye. I think, but where the view we've got at Celtic Park when I'm there now, up in the box, the sky box, honestly, see someone sitting there, Bill, you could actually play the game of football. You're seeing where every player is, the distance between each player. It's incredible.
To what you see in the dugout.
To see what you see in the dugout. Because at the dugout, all you're seeing is the players right across the pitch. You don't know how far away they are from each other. You don't know if the ball's been a good pass or a bad pass. But see when you're sitting up there,
see it all.
It's absolutely fantastic. Honestly, and you wonder, like rugby now has got all their coaches are on the stand, and they've all got the monitors there in front of them, and they've got someone down there in contact with all the time. And I just wonder if football will gradually go that way as well.
Sit the stand, yeah. Well, a lot of managers they're comfortable. I remember Walter come back for his second spell, would always come down for the director's box. Used to sit, I think Durante sat next to him a lot. And,
I used to send Durante down, and then he would come down.
Ali would be in the side of the park with McDowell, then he would usually come down. And then eventually there would be a substitution. Eventually there would be a substitution. But it's great to see wee Lenny just sitting comfortable. He always seems to calm down when he grows his hair a wee bit longer. Have you ever noticed that?
No.
Other rubbish seems to happen in his life when he goes for a skinhead. I don't know whether that just goes.
He feels like one. I'm a skinhead. I'm going to fight with everyone.
I'm up for that. You know what way his hair grows in, he looks a bit more calmer.
But I think
when he's got that skin.
Can you imagine Shuggy as a sports psychologist? Grow your hair, it'll make you better.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Aye, that's it. But what about Lenny? I think the Hibs fans really take to him now.
Yeah.
From the start it was always here's the ex-Celtic manager coming. They thought it was a good catch and all that, but I think now he's got them playing on the pitch, and I think that's the biggest thing he's managed to do is get the fans in, because the Hibs fans would wait and see what's going to happen. They would turn out the
17,500 there on Saturday.
That's a good gate.
It's a good gate. That's just about a full house there.
It is.
Do you know what I mean? So, and he's got them back to the old style. Everyone's fighting for the team, for the fans.
Hibs, as you know, Murdo, Hibs fans are, when they're electric, they can make a hell of a noise in that stadium. You know that they're right on top of the players, and he's maturing as a manager. He's okay. He'll still have the odd misdemeanour, but come on, we all have.
You seen the last game of the season when he was there. He was a bit with the wings.
I know that.
Dam busters.
I had a laugh at that as well, to be fair. But the dam buster earned in Greece, didn't he?
Did he?
Aye,
didn't see it.
Aye, but he didn't go on the
dam
park.
buster, but didn't move.
He's ready to take off.
Air traffic control never
right?
Right at the end of the... He gave it one of them, laughing. Didn't move, and his team walked off. I thought that was class.
Because even at the end,
because that game, fans are there and going, "What's he doing?"
But everyone here knew what
he was doing.
But the biggest thing, that the whole thing with Lenny in that game, that they were so far in front. Rangers got themselves in front, came back, and he's getting pelters.
I laugh more at that than I seen, giving it large, in front of the director's box earlier in the season. I thought that was very classy.
He told me that was just to the guys who were doing the commentary for Rangers TV.
Aye.
But Lenny doing that at the end of the game at Easter Road, what a way to finish the season, and just going out there and just saying to people, I'm in a wee high here.
I know.
What a great result it turned out to be.
I know. 5-8.
Guys, I'm going to just quickly pick through a couple of games in the Championship, if I may, because I want to answer a couple of questions that have come in, obviously, that I want to hear your opinions on. Good result for Ayr United, going to staying at home on Saturday.
Goodness.
And
good result staying at home. They're not supposed to play at home.
Yes.
I know what you meant, Bill. I know what you meant.
Partick Thistle visitors 2-0.
Yeah.
Good result.
Shanklin again at the double. I
wonder how much his fee goes up by for them to sell him.
I think he'll move.
Each goal he scores.
He'll definitely move by the end of the year. I was talking to wee pal of mine the night, my dear fan. He says, Shuggy, every time he gets a boy, it looks like scoring one of those seasons where it is just going to happen. Let's have a wee look at the crowd. 3,249. That's up 1,000 at least on their normal. But Thistle would have took a few
down. That's like a low Premier League club.
Thistle would have took a few down. Thistle would have taken maybe 500-600 down, I think. But you look at that and you worry a little bit about
Did they beat Thistle last week for Hill?
2-0, that's right. We fancied them again on Friday night, didn't we?
Yeah, Shanklin scored that goal for 40 yards. Remember, looked over the top of the keeper in the Betfred.
I didn't see it.
Oh, incredible goal.
Was it?
Just inside the half.
Jerry Collins reckons it's a goal of the season before the season even started.
One bounce, he sees the goalie off his line, and wee Shanklin
just loops it over him. And it wasn't a fluke
just now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's been scoring goals year in, year out, though.
7-minute penalty, followed up with 18 minutes. 2-0, hard held, never in any danger of losing the game. Terrible start for Thistle, and a continual good start for Ayr United. Yeah, well done.
But while we're talking about bad starts, Dundee United 2, Dunfermline 3. Pars went up there, and again we'd said that we fancied Dunfermline to go up there and take the points on Friday night. Even Heggs
feared the worst.
He didn't want to, but even he said that he felt that this was going to be a tough ask for Dundee United.
Yeah, Clark off.
That's a worse result for United than the Thistle one.
Yeah,
I would agree. Going down to United's, because traditionally over the last few years, Ayr United started really well in the League Cup, and they've got to a good start in the league. But Dundee United, I think that could be a big problem for them. I think that might be the start now. After no qualifying in the League Cup, Bill, I think the directors will be at the stage. It's put a wee bit of time limit onto the manager.
Big bit in the record this morning. I'm reading Fraser Erders told desperate Dundee United to stop making excuses. Of course, he made that move for Dunfermline during the season with Nicky Clark about taking time to gel because they should already be in full flight. Aird was having none of it after Saturday's disastrous opening day championship clash. After taking a 44-minute lead with Nicky Clark and getting one against his old team, he'd have thought they'd run in at half time, tails up and go out. But Dunfermline got into the game just after half time and didn't look like losing the game, so go 3-1 up at half time, and all Aird got the 89th minute consolation to make it 3-2, make the score look probably better than what it was. But terrible start.
What was the crowd at Tannadice?
Not great, 6,500. That isn't great. It tells you where they are.
Well, Dunfermline are not too far away.
They would have taken 1,500 up. So even still, 5,000 Arabs isn't too bad.
It's enough when they're all baying for your blood.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
And that's the thing, Bill.
No, they are. They're baying for blood.
Is that right? Are they?
I hear they were booing the team.
Imagine first game of the season. And you're under.
Especially, and I thought it was an error. I thought it was a bad error of judgment anyway.
Right.
That the chairman coming out before the league even started saying Shabalazlo will get as long as it takes to get us back into the Premiership again. If somebody was pushing him to say something, what he should have said was, we've done a lot of work in the closed season. We've not started the season yet, and until we see how we do there, I can't make any promises or any predictions.
Yeah, no one can get that.
But
same manager all the time.
Just bad PR.
Just looking at the teams, Bill, as well, and I'm going through the Dundee United team here, and I'm going 1, I'm going 2, and I'm going 3.
There's 11 of them.
Yeah, and I'm going 4, and I'm going 5 of the starting team on Saturday. He's brought from Ford and Shores. Is it a time to bring in foreigners? For me, I don't think the managers are right fit, and foreigners who are coming in and don't know nothing about the culture. Maybe just know your game, but how important it is to get it right.
It's not just that, Hugh. This is a make or break season for Dundee United. Yeah. Dundee United don't go up this season. There's a lot of trouble ahead of them.
You need tried and trusted players. You look at the team that Ian McCall has moulded at Ayr United there with the boy James Forrest's brother Alan Forrest, and then the boy Craig Moore, and there's Shanklin and 1 or 2 other decent young kids there. Now, if Dundee United are shouting for the rooftops that their budget is bigger than anybody in that championship, and they're relocating players and this, that and the other, they should be going and bringing homebred winners to their club to get them into the Premier League to take it to another level.
Dundee United should be looking at players that they can get in Scottish football from Aberdeen, Rangers, Celtic, all the team's Hearts, players that's a squad player that's played a lot of games for the club, but not really starting.
Especially as teams like Rangers are trying to loan players out to get them off the books.
Yeah.
You know, it's
but
a
that might
no-brainer.
have happened.
Did
Murdo.
they not sign a couple of Celtic players at the tail end of last season to be left back?
I don't know.
Did they buy him?
I don't know. But
I
Murdo,
don't know
sure
if
one
they-
of
I
them
don't know
would-
if
you
they
would probably
did.
have thought those signings might have happened. They would probably have happened if they had a tried and trusted Scottish manager in place.
Aye.
Who knows the game?
Aye.
Here.
And
Never mind
knows the
Shabba
people available.
Laszlo
Aye.
and the limited success he's had at
See, the
Tynecastle.
biggest thing at that level, when you're going abroad to bring in all the foreign players in, see if they don't settle down. They've got nothing.
Yeah, but how do you settle down as a foreign player when you're coming into a club where the chairman's insisting you live within a 25-mile radius of the city, and it's a city that you don't know, number one, but number two, you're coming into a club that's got a gun to their head. The fans want this from them. They're no performing. They haven't performed.
Yeah.
You know, the pressure that would be on a player, even from Scotland, knowing the history of Dundee United would be immense. But you see, if you don't know the history, it's even worse because you're going to get pelters.
Well, people coming over from abroad will know absolutely nothing about the
That's
football
right.
club. So they're coming over. They don't know the urgencies for all the players, what's needed for the fans, because the fans are not happy. They'll not know. Even at the 25-mile thing, people think, oh yeah, you're taken to houses. Would you like this house? Would you like that house?
Taking to houses. This is a safe house.
Aye.
Things don't happen a Saturday. A Saturday, you're both in the safe house.
But do you know what I mean? They'll be told. They'll not be shown a house in Glasgow, where some of the boys are Edinburgh, too far away. So they'll be comfortable with that. They'll think that that's okay, because they'll not really know what it's going to cause them any problems. So it's all about how they play. But see, settling in and see if there's no urgency from them, then you're wasting your time.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, let's go on. Falkirk getting off to a bad start as
Terrible
well.
result. I never even
Inverness.
texted wee young here because I knew
Well,
we
we were wondering-
Well, we were hoping you were going to text
No,
him
I never.
to
I
find
didn't.
out.
We were just wondering, you know, what his thoughts and his views were on it. I mean, it's
I don't know.
It's
It's a bad start. It's a bad bet, Fred. It's a bad start at
It's
home.
a home tie. Inverness, we thought, you know, they had a decent bet, Fred, and we thought they might be one of the challengers, if not the team leading the way in the championship. But we also thought Falkirk were going to do a lot
Good
better
little
than
crowd
they
or
did.
not, 4,500, mostly Bairns. Terrible start. Again, I'm looking at, sure the team. There's no a lot of players sticking out at me there. He says they have, they've been quite decent in the recruitment. They're the club that are looking to bring in players who are throwing the scrap heap with other players, but ditching the youth policy to concentrate on one thing, getting
mop up release players.
and it's not happened thus far. And it's like Murdo, and so does Bill, about how cutthroat the fans can be through there. They'll not accept second best. They look at themselves. I look at Falkirk as a Premier League club, Premier League set up, and bad start. Robo got back up the road, absolutely delighted with that result. But
again, you're looking at it, first game. It's not the end of the world.
No, I know it's not the end of the world, but
teams like Dundee United are judged on because of the League Cup. The League Cup campaign.
Falkirk's in a bad League Cup.
So you're looking at that. So again, when you start looking for the championship, you're looking at how they're going to look after the first 10 games or something like that.
We've got a bunch of unforgiving listeners, Way things are, Dundee United players will be getting offered council flats with cash. With the cash flow, they're going to end up with not one tear shed for them.
Council flats in the middle of the city. Yeah, well.
Right, let's go back to a couple of things, and you may even, I don't know if we're talking about the Premier League or whether we're talking about all leagues here, but here's one that's come in. We question for the guys at the end, who will be the first manager to go? I think it'll be McInnes before Christmas.
Ooh.
So what are your thoughts are? And
from the Premier League, are we talking Premier League?
Yeah,
it's a wee bit.
I don't think there's it. I mean, I guess if anybody was going to go, the one that I might go for is jumping on your back with this one, Shuggy, might be Tommy Wright. Because I think Tommy, I think he has run his course at St Johnstone. Just watching them over the weekend, I don't see I think it's time for a change at St Johnstone.
Well, no, you know what my opinion is and my thoughts on Tommy Wright. I just think he's done a great job there.
So do I.
There comes a time when managers have taken the club as far as they can. And it's an old cliche, but it's a true cliche, isn't it? It stacks up for me. Listen,
you get the sack for being a successful manager.
Aye, he's done great. You know,
the standards he's set for that football club.
Aye.
And he mentioned again, we're going back to the first game of the season.
And he's brought in, Tony Watt and the boy Kennedy up from Cardiff, who'd went to Everton via first club. It was Kilmarnock, didn't happen for the wee winger. So I think really that's how active he's been in the Premier League transfer window, or transfer market, I should say. So it's all about, you look at that bottom six. We've mentioned the top six. I think will be how good can we be the best of the six, and that would be then on looking at a successful season. So I think
I can understand why you would pick the St Johnstone manager. Because when you look about your Hearts, after a decent start, sitting there, new players coming in, so the manager's quite happy. He's in the board anyway, so he's not going to sack himself. Lenny, strong. Brendan, strong. Dunnickilly, strong. St Mirren, strong in there as well. Got to a good start. So you just look down after one game, and that's who would maybe stand out.
I think John Brogan,
because of last season, because he didn't finish in the top six, because St Johnstone were there year in, year out into European football, and now just because he's won the Scottish Cup as well with them. Fantastic achievement.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't go off to a great start, he'll be the one under a wee bit of pressure.
I don't think Canning will ever be sacked. I think if Canning was relieved of his first team duties, there would be a job for him at the club somewhere. And I
think there's other opportunities that Martin Canning could have faced getting the sack at Hamilton, and I don't think Hamilton are that kind of club.
No.
I think Martin Canning's job's fairly safe, and I think like most seasons, he'll probably pull a rabbit out of the hat. I mean, I know there's been a lot of comings and goings. They know how to do it because they've got the experience of doing it.
I think the answer to the tweet, I think, was
but
unanimous.
I think Martin Canning would, and as a club as well, would know how to survive in the Championship and possibly get themselves back up. And that's where we've always thought that's what they're going to do in life, up and down all the time. But all credit to them, they've just managed to pull one or two results out at the right time. The other sides who are now down in the Championship never managed to do it.
No, the Hamilton have done fantastically well. And listen, how long has got to be said about what goes on at Hamilton with Ronnie McDonald and Les Gray and the board in general? They're fairly settled there. They back Canning. And listen, we talk about the boardroom getting involved in football decisions and that, Bill. But listen, Ronnie McDonald knows the game as well. Sometimes it's actually not a bad thing if the owner, / chairman, actually does know the game.
It's not a bad thing.
No, I think it's decent.
It's better for the manager.
Aye, I would think so.
Someone in the board.
And there'll be a lot of dialogue going on with Ronnie McDonald and Martin Canning and Les Gray and whoever else is involved. So they deserve a pat in the back as well for the way they've stuck by Martin Canning.
But it's again for their fans. I've been there over the years, and the fans having a go at the manager.
Yeah, they're not, aren't they? They're not very nice.
There was a wee cluster, a wee band that just stood after the game finished, and they're up singing against him. And I'm thinking, surely to goodness you've got to appreciate. Again, it goes back to watch what you wish for.
What are they looking for? Mourinho to come in or something? You know
what I mean? But a new manager coming in, and all of a sudden they're down, and then who gets the blame? The board. It was them that's been asking for it.
You look at and stripping it back to Billy Reid has went on and done fantastic. He's at Swansea now with the boy Potter, assistant manager. Alec Neil trying to get Preston into the Championship, and then Martin Canning coming in. The guys at the top of Hamilton know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So you must be. We're going back. Must be at least 10 years anyway. If Billy Reid was there, can't be far away for that. So
it'd be about that.
So for a club like Hamilton Accies to have maybe only 2 or 3 managers in 10 years, they know what they're doing.
No, I'm absolutely right. It's only been one game, we know, but this question came in earlier and I did run it by you. After the games at the weekend, which players have impressed you the most? Also, who do you think will finish where this season?
The player for me that's impressed me as much is Connor Golson, the boy, the centre back from Brighton, where Rangers needed a statement and a good centre half. A player who's played at a good level. Obviously, you know, the circumstances with his injury at Brighton allowed him to come up the road, and for the money that we've spent on him, I think it's money well spent. I think he looks the part, he's pacey, he's good in the air, he's organised. We hear him getting his back four into place. So for me, he's been the standout player for me. It's early, yeah, but he's did the business in a couple of decent European nights, not just on yesterday as well, where he didn't look out of sorts at all. He wasn't really playing against anything major up front yesterday. Big boys at Stockley who played up front for Aberdeen yesterday. Aye. So I don't think he was really asked the question yesterday. But you know, I would say that Connor Golson and the goalkeeper, who's been another good signing for Rangers. Still very early, very raw. Players still trying to find their feet and their fitness. But for me, the centre back signing from Brighton has been the best player I've seen in the Rangers team last few weeks.
I think the one for me that's impressed me most is Edward. I think he's now getting better every game he plays for Celtic. He's quick feet, he's a quick player, he's big, he's strong, he's scoring goals, and I think now he'll move himself into the number one striker, which no one thought last season.
No chance.
It was Dembele, Griffiths, and then Edward away down the list. He's not even getting on the pitch. But I think now he's going to be the top goal scorer this year.
It's actually not a bad shout when you think about being given the opportunity to bring a player for a club like PSG, have a look, try before you buy, get him in without diving in, spending fortunes. You've done the money in, you've done your tank in, and you then can't go and sign anybody else. They brought money in for Armstrong, knew they had a load of midfield players, Rogich and then Wee McGregor in there, Scott Brown, maybe look to bring in McGinn, and you know what I mean, basically he's cost you a couple of million, isn't he, Edward, when you've moved plus he's made fortunes out of Armstrong anyway.
It's a big statement.
Let's not forget that they got a huge windfall from Virgil van Dijk as well.
There you are.
But that tells you that there's plenty of money about, so they can go and get one. But the likes of him coming in there and then watching him and putting that amount of money, because very rarely does it ever happen you bring someone in loan and you buy him at the end of it, because normally you always just send them back, especially to the big clubs.
He's there to get games. And talk about windfall, I believe there's a deal being done by Middlesbrough buying Martin Waghorn for close to
6 million.
6 million.
So there you are. Would that rush the Kyle Lafferty deal through?
£600,000 it might do. It's a good point. Never thought of it that way, but you absolutely.
I'll just phone the gaffer the new.
There's a couple of the gaffer again. There's a couple of guys that have caught my eye. The wee boy Johnson from Motherwell at the weekend I thought looked pretty impressive. Jordan Jones I thought looked great as well. But I've got to say, the guy that's caught my eye in pre-season in the European qualifiers and yesterday again is Connor Golson. I think that boy has such class about him as a central defender, and I think he does everything right. His positional sense is good, his vision's good, the way that he commands and marshals his back four I think is exceptional, and the chat that goes on between him and the goalkeeper as well.
Well, I think you're right. I think he'll get a lot of help for the experienced goalie behind him. It's not as if he's playing with some kid behind him. It's just
I think Golson could be a real candidate, along actually with Edward, for Player of the Year.
Well, Rangers' biggest problem the last couple of years is set plays against them, the defence, and now this year they look as if they've shored it up a wee bit.
Yeah.
And if you've got a big strong centre back, or two good strong centre backs, no nonsense centre backs that they can play, but if they're under pressure they'll put the ball into Rose's head, get on with the game. Last couple of seasons, the amount of goals they lost from set plays and just not knowing the game and not attacking the right person.
Well, you look at the centre backs that have played the last couple of years, and you look at Alves, which they thought they got a couple of good years out of him, and Cardozo. So Cardozo was never going to be. I remember Bomber calling it after a couple of games. Bomber didn't rate him, and Bomber knew what it was like to play at the back. So when listen to Bomber. I listen. I say, Shuggy, you'll no do for me. I think he's a bit powder puff and likes to play a bit and no quick. And that kind of summed him up.
But that's it when it's been at Rangers
for so long. Then they brought Russell Martin back up for Norwich.
And he started well, but then kind of just went into a great decline. But then again, in the big games, I think he was left wanting, mainly because I don't think he's at the wrong age. He's not got the legs. He's never been a fast player.
And of course they brought Ross McCrory in at Hampden against Edinburgh when the boy wasn't fit.
And he's not centre half.
Exactly. So Russell Martin get a wee bit exposed, I think, when he came here. So when you look at, say, your starting two would be Alves and Martin compared to Golston and Katic. I know it's early, but when you see a player, you know a player.
Golson I rate very highly, and
Katic has got better. Murdo nailed it earlier. He plays the way he's playing. He doesn't try anything too fancy and puts it out the park.
You don't have to sell Katic to me because he plays the way I think back central defenders should play. They're stoppers. Stop it, get rid of it.
I still think,
and I don't find it in the least bit offensive to me that a boy puts the ball out the park or into Rosette at all when he's a central defender. I think it's almost a prerequisite of his job.
I know it's early as well, but I think the goalkeeper behind the two of them, I think the previous goalkeeper was alright. I don't think it was great from shots from distances.
There's a lot of goals out of the box.
I think people scoring, kind of everybody raving about, I scored a great goal at Ibrox and all that, but I don't think the goalkeeper was all that great from long shots.
A lot of low ones, they weren't extremely.
It was quite quick.
They weren't postage stamps.
But I think now, though, I think it's more settled between the two centre backs and the goalie, having a good experience in goals, and then he'll be organising the two of them.
And then it's amazing how Tavernier learns for that as well. He's got a couple of centre backs he knows can tuck in, get spoken to right for the goalie, and the goalie will probably be helping Tavernier as well. Where maybe Big Wes wasn't he helping Tav tuck in? Somebody on the outside, you get yourself in there. Where McGregor will talk more to the right back, and I think Big Fotheringham would. So, I like Big Wes. Pound for pound, they'll probably make money on Fotheringham, I think, for what they paid Swindon for him. So he's been a good buy. But when you've got somebody better, Bill, and you bring them in, if the purse strings allow it, you bring them in.
No, absolutely. Let's take a break and we'll come back and we'll finish things up on Talking Football.
Love music, live sport. Talking Football with Bill Young, Hugh Burns and Murdo MacLeod on RockSport Radio.
Can you do it really quick?
I could.
Okay, well, let's do it really quick then. We're talking about the teams in Europe and who they might face. Celtic may have to play, or will have to play, the winner of Malmo Videoton, Hungary.
A name from the past.
Playoff.
Videoton, yeah.
So, your thoughts on that? And it has to be very, very quick.
Obviously, it's a tough task over the next week to get by the Greeks, but I think you would take that draw.
Right, Shug, Dynamo Minsk or Zenit St Petersburg?
Minsk or St Petersburg?
Against Hibs.
That's a toughie, isn't it? Both of them are big players. Petersburg especially, with the history they've got. But Dynamo Minsk are no mugs either.
All right, and Rangers have got to get past Maribor to play FC Ufa of Russia or Progress Niederkorn.
Well, the
Giants of Luxembourg.
Oh, the Giants of Luxembourg can come back and haunt the Teddy Bears again. I don't think that will happen. Let's just get through Maribor first, Bill.
All right, let's get.
I think that's what we're looking at, Bill. Okay. Just to get through the next round.
Well, I think you might struggle, but we'll be all right.
All right, I haven't got time for this now. I'm back tomorrow. Don't forget, if you want to listen to the podcast or re-watch the show, Facebook and Twitter for the video feeds. You can listen on Podbean, you can listen on iTunes, you can listen on Spotify, you can listen on the website, which is rocksportradio.co.uk. Tapes up and next, if you like, Speedway.
Love music, live sport. Talking Football with Bill Young, Hugh Burns and Murdo MacLeod on RockSport Radio.